But I do tell them, I don't expect you to be perfect, but I do expect you to always put forth your best effort. That's the expectation I have of you, to try your best. And I can tell when you're trying your best and when you're not.
Right.
So that's, as far as expectations go, that's all I have of mine. But they will, as far as that effort part go, that trying part, they will test your patience on that. Like, because I know you ain't stupid. You can't be stupid. I don't want to. At least I don't want to believe.
At least
stupid.
I don't want to believe you stupid.
But I need you to get it together.
You're showing me
fast.
something different.
But you're showing different. It's giving dummy.
It's giving not picking up information quick enough.
Daddy, where's Mommy?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Let Me Tell You Why I Hate My Kids. We're on episode 6.
Seats.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have done it 6 weeks straight, and I would be very proud of myself to say that we are on our way.
We on our way. Now, last episode didn't shoot us in the stratosphere yet, so I believe it'll be this one.
Yeah, it must be this one.
It must be this one.
This last
it
week
was-
technically hasn't came out yet, so
True. Well, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, episode 4 was supposed to blow up.
Right.
Was supposed to blow us up. So between 5 and 6, it's gonna happen.
it's somewhere now. Yeah,
It's somewhere in there. So, so when you see us at the BET Awards next year,
right.
it was you who made it happen.
Say something to us.
Say something to us.
Hook us by our coattail.
And my offer still stands that when we receive our award, we will personally call out every subscriber in our acceptance speech. Is it going? Is it good?
I think we're good.
You good? Okay.
If y'all don't hear anything Kenny says, it's audio issues.
Well,
but
I hope you hear me because it's very important.
I think it's recording.
I say
I'm
important.
not sure. I think it's recording.
Okay. So,
I'm not sure, but we will find out though.
Well,
won't we?
we're upgrading our equipment to bring a more quality product. So when we do blow up, this will be the episode that does it.
Right. But on to the episode of Let Me Tell You Why I Hate My Kids. This, like I said, this is week 6 that we've been doing this. And this week has been pretty good for me. I guess I'll allow Kenny to start this week. I think I started last week. So
Yeah. My week this past week, it was closer to a normal week. If you have been following us by episode, my last 2 weeks have been pretty interesting, to say the least. Pretty hectic, between birthdays and broken arms, and it's been the lack of control has really been apparent these last 2 weeks. So this week was just a normal week, and I don't mean normal as in everybody was well behaved or good. I just mean normal as in the normal stuff that
nobody died.
Nobody died.
Right.
And the normal stuff that aggravate me was just the normal stuff that aggravated me.
Right.
The constant fighting and bickering and chores not being done, and the constant threats of spankings that obviously nobody takes seriously because I still have to threaten them. So it was a pretty normal week as far as that goes. We just getting ready for school to start. We in the home stretch of the summer before the kids return back. And a little sense of peace re-enters in my life. They'll be out of my hair for about 8 hours a day.
Right. Looking forward to that.
They'll be eating somebody else's food.
Looking forward to that.
And we'll be back to car rides in the afternoon of stories that go nowhere as they're telling me about their day. Yeah. My oldest is going to 7th. My daughter going to 6th, so she just started middle school. My 5-year-old is going to kindergarten, and then VPK for my youngest one. So it's a lot of new and exciting times in my household, and
all around.
And I got to hear all about it, and I'm looking forward to those car rides where I just kind of zone out and just turn into autopilot. Oh yeah. Man, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Oh, man, no, that's wild. And you said what? Oh,
the school right down the street from me, so my stories is quick and fast. They be on my nerves by the time we get to the house.
It take us about 20 minutes or so to get from school to home, and it's a battle of who get to tell their story, like over talking each other and just screaming. I was talk. It breaks down every time to who turn it is to talk. I was talking, two people trying to talk at one time, and then my youngest one. Now that he's joining the story, because last year, he wasn't part of the story. He was still in daycare. But this year, and he gets so emotional, he's on edge all the time. So the crying and leave him alone, please. Let him talk, because I don't want to hear him scream and cry. And yeah, so
my youngest can't. I don't know why she just doesn't tell stories. She can't remember what happened at school. I was like, "Were you there all day?" Like my oldest can tell the detailed story. I did this. We learned this in class. We did this. So and so did this. Then I asked my youngest. It's like,
she might be going to the beach and smoking cigarettes.
Right. Like, were you even there at school? Like, you don't remember nothing that happened at school today? She asked. So I had to ask her simple questions like, what did you eat today?
Right. What's your teacher?
Right. What did you eat today? Did y'all go outside? Like, come on now. Like, that's what I mean by tell me what happened at school today.
My oldest son like that. I pick him up from school. How was your day? It was good.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
That's how it is.
Nothing really. So y'all did nothing all day.
Just nothing.
You didn't learn nothing in math or science or.
My youngest says, "Oh, we did ABCs." I'm like, "No, you didn't. I know y'all not doing ABCs 1, 2, 3s." She just say that because that's what we do at home. So she expect that might be the answer at school. There's no way that y'all still doing ABCs.
My 5-year-old who was just in VPK last year, he would do that at first. We went over numbers and letters, and by this point it's March and. That's all y'all doing still?
Still doing that.
You know your numbers and letters at this
I need
point.
to talk to the teacher.
I need to talk to
somebody lying.
They already in vacay mode? I mean, now something I am, now this is just me as a parent trying to make sure my kids receive the best of education. Something I am kind of concerned about, or something that I will be kind of eyeing this school year. Now here in Florida, I know our platform has national reach, but
way over there in California.
Way in California. But here in Florida, the governor has, or at least the state legislature has passed a bill changing how they teach history and stuff like that, and putting out nonsense that slaves actually received a benefit from slavery because they learned skills that they could use personally. So basically a watering down of history. And now
I don't think my kids not there
like
yet.
The younger kids, they really get
I haven't talked about slavery yet to my kids.
But my older two who are in middle school at this point, you know, that they could real deal receive lessons that kind of when my daughter's, I think she was about second grade, something like that, and I was helping her with some history. It may have been social studies or history or something like that, but they talked about slavery. And there was a passage in the section we were covering that said there were nice slave owners who provided shelter, food, and stuff for the slaves.
I wonder if that's the type of area the school is in. Because if you're in a hood school, Ed White, if you went to Ed White, if it rains or something, they're not going to say it was nice slaves. But if you're in those nice urban areas,
but I think
white, I could see them sprinkling it down a little bit. Right, I could see that sprinkle it down, but I don't see that being it in the challenging areas.
I think the curriculum is all the same.
Right, I would think it's all the thing, but I would think the teacher, I would think, how it's taught, and that seems like it will be taught by someone that
at an urban school,
right?
No, at an urban school, their books aren't up to date, so
right,
they still in the 60s.
They still in the 60s, so they're still teaching about the hangings and all that stuff.
So with this stuff going on and being that my kids are in private school,
there you go.
They could very well receive lessons that make it sound like slavery wasn't that bad.
Right.
You learn skills. You got food. You got clothes.
Yeah.
Make it sound like it wasn't a big of a deal. And something. But when my daughter was in second grade, we kind of came across that passage talking about where there were some nice slave owners and they gave them clothes and food and stuff. And I wrote a letter to the teacher. I told my daughter, when you turn in your homework, hand this to your teacher.
Yeah.
And it was a scathing letter. I was
Yeah.
like, you
The
would
Kevin
not-
Hart letter.
Yeah, you would not teach my daughter that slavery.
Let her exit the room when you do this.
Right, like, can she be excused out of the history lessons? Now just teach her history myself. Because what y'all not going to do is make it seem like, the ramifications aren't still felt to this day. And then B, it'll just like, I kind of wish we would go back to slavery because at least I get to eat every day. No,
Right.
we're not going to do that.
We're not going to do that. Right.
So
I'm with you.
with this legislation that has made the news, I am kind of making sure, and regardless, I encourage all parents to be attentive to what's being taught, to what your children are being taught,
Like it's supposed to be.
how it's being taught, so that they don't grow up in a world of in a fantasy world.
And they don't just grow up stupid.
They don't just grow up stupid. And then, when they go to a Civil War museum, it's the first time they hear the Civil War was about states' rights to keep slaves. So that's what we're gearing up for.
Right.
And then that's what's going on here.
Well, yeah, my kids aren't there yet. We still trying to make sure that you learn how to sit down and behave. So I haven't really
You be quiet when you're supposed to be quiet.
tried to haven't had the slavery talk yet. I guess I'll wait for the school to kind of bring that up and then kind of inch into that. Don't really know how to bring that up just in conversation. So
Right. Just
So,
sit at the dinner table.
we haven't got there yet.
You go to corral. Let me tell y'all about slavery.
Right.
It is
Let me
kinda
tell
one
y'all
of those-
about white
when-
versus blacks and
When it
stuff
come
like
up
that.
in the lesson plan, you kind of like, okay, where
Yeah.
here's the different context to that. As an African American, here's what the African American perspective of that is.
Right. And maybe around Black History Month when we was doing a Black History play at church, maybe we might try to dive into it a little bit more. But they're not at that age right now. Well, they're 6 and 7, so maybe it's almost that time to go ahead and start, kind of inching. Right now, I'm more so concerned with the studies, science, or math. Pretty much is what I'm mostly focused on. Math and sight words. That's pretty much what we always do. Every day. I don't know anything about science, so I'm not teaching them nothing about science. So it's pretty much math,
That's what it was.
how to count your money, how to save your money, how to invest your money, and how to stay still. But that's pretty much how we do. But my week's been going pretty good. The reason, if you have not figured out the reason for the podcast, it has been because of my youngest, Chloe. So all my stories each week is pretty much about her. Like I would say 95% is about her. My other one, I don't have to discipline her as much, but something that happened on this week, a lot of things happened on this week. I actually started writing them down because it was just too much going on.
So much.
And I never have no stories when we come here. So I took my kids out to, because they had cheerleading practice. I took them out to get some ice cream after cheerleading. They had hot day. I've been out there all day, whatever. So we went to get ice cream. Everything went great. Came back home, went in my office. Y'all go get out my face. I don't want to see y'all anymore. So they went and ate their ice cream. I get up for some reason just to check on them because I haven't heard anything. So one of them is asleep. One of them is on their iPad. So the youngest one is the one that sleep. Surprising. So that's why it's so quiet in the house. That's why. I get up and move around. So I see my oldest one on her tablet eating her ice cream. She had got up and threw her ice cream in the trash. So obviously that made me think, okay, where's Chloe's ice cream? So I look in the trash, only see one piece of ice cream, the one that my oldest just threw in there. So I go in the refrigerator, don't see it there. Went to the little table, don't see it there. So now I'm like, okay, where's this ice cream at? Because my youngest, it could be anywhere. So I went up there. I said, "Oh, God forbid it's in the bed somewhere."
Did she even eat the ice cream?
Right. Where is the ice cream at? So I went up there to her room, looked for the ice cream, turned her over, couldn't find the ice cream in the bed, went to the bathroom, didn't see it in there. Turns out I didn't find the ice cream.
Still ain't found it?
I didn't find it. I didn't find it at that time. So about an hour, 2 hours passed. She gets up. They start running around. And I have to take them somewhere else. And then my oldest, as we walking down the stairs, and says, "Chloe left her ice cream right there on the step." So it's on the second to top step. It's just a pile of ice cream just sitting there. And it's been, I guess I've been going up and down the stairs, haven't seen the ice cream, and it's just been sitting right there, all right there.
It was inside the.
No, it's all on the floor. I don't know if she took it out on her. I don't know how I don't know what's going on. It just looked like she just literally just stuck it right there.
Right.
And just forgot about it, which is another whole nother story. I don't know why they sit on the stairs to play their tablets. They got so many couches and beds and beanies and pillows and everything, all this room, and y'all sit on the top of the stairs.
Most dangerous place in the house.
But yeah, that was one of my stories. Just couldn't find ice cream, and finding out the ice cream was on the steps, and which I have to clean up. Now there's just a stain there. So it looks like when people come over, like we're just nasty people, right? Like y'all don't clean your house.
Right. So was she just sat down and laid down for nap? I mean, what?
She was in her bed when I went to go check on her. She was obviously sleeping in her bed. So I don't know how the ice cream I don't know if they was playing the tablets and she just forgot it there. Because once I get home, I say, "Hey, y'all go one way, I'll go the other way. I don't want to talk to you. Get out my face. If you're not dead, don't come in my office." Basically. And the thing that caught me by my attention when I'm sitting in the office, I'm like, I don't hear anything. Like I haven't heard anything for some time, so that made me get up and start investigating. That's when things took place. Another thing that I did this week is I put tape over all the light switches. Well, not all the light switches. All the light switches in my kids' room.
Why?
Because they just leave the lights on. I don't know what it is, but they turn the light on and they just leave. And there's always lights on in their room.
Walk out.
Just walk out for some reason. So I said, well, y'all need to find a way to find your stuff in the dark from now on, because you have to find how to navigate these things. I'm trying to get them prepared for dangerous situations.
For life in the woods,
right?
You don't have no light in the woods.
Yeah, so I put tape over all their light switches. Mm-hmm. So now we don't have that problem anymore of just leaving lights on, like, because I'm not paying $76.76 a light,
and your bill will thank you for.
Yeah, because that's just not going to happen with me today. Another story that we had this week was I found my youngest daughter eating. We've been going to ice cream every week this week, so I've been rewarding them every day this week leading up to school, because we've been doing homework at school or homework at home now, so I reward them with ice cream all week. I think on yesterday I saw my youngest in the bathtub with her ice cream and her iPad, and I went livid, bro. Like I was so mad.
That'd be one of those where you be close to calling them like, "Are you stupid?"
Right, like,
"Are you?" But
what is wrong with you?
Let me step back.
And that's what I had to do. I had to actually just take a step back.
Your psyche.
Right, and took a step back and just observe the situation. So I just stared at her for like 15 seconds, like, really? You can't leave the tap. First of all, you can't leave that tablet alone for 5 minutes to take a bath. Right. Second of all, when have we ever ate anything in the bathtub? Like, I just don't get my youngest.
I'm trying to relax. And I need you to do the same.
I'm trying to relax, and I'm like, bruh, when have we ever ate anything in the tub?
Sunglasses, dog. All she needed was sunglasses and a hat.
And she just in there just eating her ice cream. She done pull the curtains all the way over, so she's in there just vibing by herself, her all the world. And she got ice cream in one hand. I pulled the syrup curtain back. She got ice cream in one hand, and it's scary. She's frightened now because she knows, like, oh my gosh, I'm caught.
Cause she closed it for a reason.
Right. She know I don't come out and check on him, so she like, this nigga ain't coming in here, so I can do what I want.
Need some privacy.
It's just I struggle with the youngest so much, bro. Like she's the reason for everything. She's the reason I have to beat my kids. She's the reason I have to discipline my kid. Like, and the crazy thing about it is when I ask them about who's ready to go back to school, she's the one like, oh, I can't wait. Can't wait. And the oldest one, the smart one, well, that doesn't mean the youngest one is the dumb one, but
if I had to pick one to go.
If I had to pick, yeah. If I had to pick one for my my debate team, you know. But she's the one so excited and ready to go back to school, which I'm happy for. But it's like when we do our assignments at home, like 1 + 1, 2 + 2, you're struggling. And I'm like, you will not be the one that's holding up the class. That will not happen.
Oh my God.
So this last week or this week leading up to school, we've been in drill mode. Like
you got to get back in school mode.
You got to get back
You were
together.
talking about the food. That remind me this past week with my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
So when we talk about like just finding food in your room, she the one we struggle with the most with that. Nobody else really eat in their room.
Mm-hmm. She the one to struggle.
She the one that struggles. She just can't help herself
I need it.
to the pantry. Like we've considered changing the lock on the pantry, like putting one of those code door locks where you got to put the code in, or you got an app to where
Oh,
only
okay.
I can
Yeah.
open it,
Mhm.
or I only open it for a certain amount of time.
Right.
Once it's locked, it's locked. So we trying to, and then just trying to be overall more health conscious and stuff like that, and
Right.
she's already like what's the word, insecure about like hers, because she's 11 years old and already like 5'7", 5'6", 5'7".
Right.
So
Every
she's-
time I ask her, is she playing any type of sports?
Right, so she's oftentimes the biggest in her class, height wise, size wise. And she's only 11 years old, so that causes a little insecurity for her. But sometimes we just like your height is your height, but your weight, your size in general. Let's be more active. Let's make healthier food choices or whatever. But she just in this preteen kind of phase where she just disobedient, just be disobedient. So and she shuts her room door, shuts out her brothers and stuff. All they want to do is head in there and hang out with you because you're their big sister. You're cool for some reason in their eyes. But she shut them out, and who knows what she's doing in her room most of the time. So apparently, she and her mom had already had this debate about shutting her room door. So the next step, because nobody listens to mom, the next step is that I'm supposed to threaten her to act right, or I'm gonna remove the door off the hinges.
Uh-oh.
You just won't be able to shut the door.
Ooh, the doors now.
So I still haven't had that talk yet. So my wife keeps asking me, "Have you talked to her yet?" It's slipping my mind.
We're moving doors now.
We're removing doors at this point because you just shut the door, and
black tradition.
and we kind of take that old school approach. You don't pay no bills, you don't shut no doors.
Right.
Right.
They already know in my house. We don't
Right.
shut doors
We
around
don't
here.
shut doors unless you go in the room to change. There ain't no reason to shut your room
Right.
door. So I have that on the docket to have a conversation about. You shut the door again, I'm taking it off the hinges. But just yesterday, matter of fact, I'm in the room, in the bedroom, doing whatever I was doing, and I hear my wife fussing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for my wife to fuss, it really got to be like I'm always the one who fussing.
Mm-hmm.
But for my wife to fuss, it really got to be something. So I turned down the TV. Like, what? Who's she fussing at? I'll hear. So she is laying in. So come to find out, I stayed in the room. I didn't want to go over there and be nosy at the moment. But apparently, so she complains that her room is hot. I don't know why she feel like her room is hotter than anywhere else in the house, but she sleeps under like 2 comforters, have a fan directly in front of her bed, and it's like you're making 0 sense right now. You say you hot, but you sleep under 2 comforters and hot night clothes.
Mhm.
And you think sticking a fan in front of your bed is supposed to be a remedy. No, remove that stuff. So she going in there to fuss at her about the number of comforters she have on her bed. So she tell her to take her comforter because she peels back the bed. The sheets are just disgusting or whatever. So she tells her to snatch off her linen, throw it in the washing machine. So she notices that when she kind of gathering it up, she's like acting weird or whatever, and trying to move fast. Like that's suspicious because you never move fast.
Right.
Like we got to
Something's going on
We
here.
got to snap and like, did you hear me? So now you moving so fast. So come to find out, as she darts out the room, and my wife noticed her, she kind of started. She acted funny. She told her to stop, and she grabs the comfort sport and hear like a inside in one of the comforters. She got a whole chip bag.
Yeah.
Wrapped up in a whole bag of Doritos.
Yeah.
She done smuggled into her room. And what made my wife go off is that so when she buys bags of Doritos, we all have our snacks. That's like our snacks. As far as me and my wife go, if you see a bag of that Smart Food popcorn, that's mine. Nobody touch this unless you ask for it, and I give you permission to have some.
Okay.
If it's a bag of Doritos, that's understood. That's hers.
Okay.
Don't touch it unless she allows you to have some.
Okay.
So so my wife just a couple days ago, she did her grocery run, and she buys a bag of Doritos, her treat. The next day is gone, and she hadn't had any. So of course she's seeing red at this point. So of course you ask, well, who ate my Doritos? They're like, well, I had some, I didn't have that. But nobody can understand why the whole bag is gone until she tells her to take the comforters off her bed, and you see the bag is wrapped up in the comforter. And so
You're the corporate.
her tablet and her phone, we took away her privileges from her tablet and phone because she was watching something on YouTube that was inappropriate.
Right.
I said she a preteen, so we kind of
She researching.
right. So she
Searching for answers.
We don't expect her to watch cartoons all day,
Right.
But
Cocoa Melon.
Coco Melon, but still don't watch stuff where they talk about losing your virginity and stuff like that. So we call her watching that kind of stuff. So we took her tablet and her phone. So my son, who's been with his mom this half of the summer, she goes to his room and get his tablet, which we already have.
She's just defiant.
Maybe
It's the females. That's what it is.
maybe that's what it like. Maybe it's something in that X chromosome.
Maybe that's what it is.
It's
That's
just-
what I'm trying to see out. That's what I'm trying to find out.
You just bad. Like
That's what I'm
you
thinking.
just, like so.
It's
so-
not you. It's just your chromosomes are
Right,
just
right.
got
So-
you jacked up.
So we already have when my son's not here, whether it's her or my younger sons, don't go in his room. We shut the door. That's the only room that's shut. Door that's shut if he's not here. Don't go in his room because by the time he get here, he looking for something. We don't want to have something lost and all this kind of stuff. So don't go in his room. So while she's trying to hustle out the bedroom, she takes the tablet that she stole out of the comforter and tosses it under the couch, like trying to hide it. I guess to come back for it, either to go back in her room or to put it away. So it's not discovered that.
I
she
just
went out.
asked her last week, "Have you been bad?"
And she probably lied.
And she lied. She
I'm
said
sure,
no.
I'm sure it was a bold-faced lie.
Yeah, she looked me right in my eyes and said no. I asked her twice.
And that's something else to fuss at her about. So,
Wow.
so you're out here lying to people. So this week, so that happened this week. She having to get her together and having to, and since she's going to 6th grade, giving her the speech that you're officially not a little kid no more. Like you going to middle school now. These are the expectations of you. So even though my week wasn't, again, like I said earlier, my week wasn't as extreme as the previous 2 weeks. This is normal in the context of this is the normal aggravation of a week because she smuggles food.
Yeah. I guess we're getting it down to it's starting to look like the females.
It's starting to look like the females because my oldest son, I don't have too many. Besides him,
They wrestle, they fight.
besides my oldest son, will literally sit on the game all day and do nothing else.
Right.
At least
Life is easy. Life is
but
simple.
at least that's just an aggravation of, hey, I need you to do something else. Like,
Right.
he's not really being bad. He's just,
I need you to move some.
I need you to move some. I need you to be active.
Right.
My younger two sons, they wrestle. They're boys. They just wrestle and they get loud and excited. They really not at the being disobedient phase yet. But that one, my mercy, it's like
You have to put your hands on them.
you getting fussed about the same thing, and I think sometimes you like is physical punishment the only thing you respond to? Like, I'm trying to be cool. I'm trying to be
Right. I'm trying to be the good
trying
dad.
to be a gentle parent.
Right.
You know, but you're not being a gentle child right now. And, you know, so trying to teach her, you know, it's a mantra I live by, and I try to teach my kids to do what you want to do. You got to do what you're supposed to do first. You can have an easy life if you just do what I ask you to do, or you carry yourself in a way that makes. I mean, just be a decent. Don't sneak food. Don't shut your room door.
Yeah.
Take care of your chores without having to be told to do it.
And I wonder how that goes in their minds, because I don't think it goes in there like that. Because as a
Right.
parent, it makes perfect sense. But I'm sure my mom and my dad told me the same exact speech when I was younger.
I was a good kid.
Like, it could be so easy. Like, do your homework, be a straight A student. You can get this, and I think it comes in a different way. Like, you don't know what you're talking about.
I think for some reason it comes in as oppressive. I don't know why.
I don't know.
I don't know why.
Like, you want me to be in poverty for the rest of my life.
I don't know why doing the bad thing is the first thing you want to do. Like, oh man, I can't have a bag of Doritos in my room.
Right, and that's what I question
No,
about my
like-
youngest all the time.
Right, like I don't.
What are you thinking?
And I tell
And
my-
sometimes I just sit there and sometimes I go down the stairs and they be playing in the hallway or in the living room, and I peek around the corner without them knowing. I just want to see how you act, and just see how the things that you do when you know I'm not looking.
right.
And the things that she do, I think I don't know what's wrong with her. Like, she beating up her sister. So I'm like, okay, they just beating up their sister. And then today, at church, I actually saw her hitting some other kid, and the other kid like, stop, Chloe, stop. And she just kept hitting. And these are the things that I try to stop at home. But for some reason, this child does not listen to me.
Right. It's like, you know, they think you're a mean parent for not wanting them to be bad. And I don't get it. Like, life could be so simple. Life can be so simple.
Yep.
If you just act like a normal kid. Well, I don't even know what normal kid is anymore. They just
I don't
bad.
know. Yeah, and I find myself talking to my kids like adults, and they, like I said, 6 and 7, and we have these life topics. Like,
That's what
it could be so simple.
We
Like,
told them too old. we give them too much too soon.
we was
You gotta
like,
spoon feed 'em.
right. And it's like, bro, just listen. Like, all you have to do, we have these conversations. Well, my youngest have all these conversations the whole time, because we have this problem about her listening. And like, I know you're hearing me because
Right.
you're sitting there looking at me in my face, but you're not listening.
I'm not even convinced that they even hear you, because they just look at you in your face. And sometimes as I'm talking, like, I see the space out. As it's all they doing is looking at you. And I be want to say, do you even, like, I regularly have my kids repeat what I just
Right.
said, and you'll be surprised.
They
how
don't.
often They
They
repeat
don't.
what
That's
I
what I'm
just said.
saying. Yeah.
So you
That's why I
just
do
not
the rule of
listening.
3. I say it 3 times, and then I ask you to repeat it to me.
You just
'Cause-
spacing out.
You're right, because it's like you didn't
just
get
look
it.
I'm talking, I'm ranting and raving, going through all my theatrics. You
Yeah, that's
and
how I
I
do.
say- and I, do you understand?
Yeah, that's what they do.
You just trained to say,
And I'm
crazy.
stressed, man. I'm stressed, and it's hard out here.
It's almost school time, so
Yeah, it's somebody else's problem in a
that'll be
minute.
little break. Hopefully,
Hopefully.
if they'll call you.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm thinking about now is like school starts back up. So it's not going to be the problem of them home. It's just going to be the problem of, hey, your kid did this or your kid. And I will be damned if you keep calling me about my kid is the reason why we
Right.
can't move on to this lesson because she's doing this and she's not listening. She's not sitting
Right.
down. Like, that's one thing I don't want to hear from my child. Okay, if she's not catching on to this one thing, okay, we can work at home and we can do that. But behavior is not going to cut it.
I'm nervous of my 5-year-old for that. Now, he was in VPK last year, and that's only like half a day, you know. So, but even times I will go pick him up. Him and another boy wrestling and stuff. Or his stories from school always had to do with somebody fighting. It was never the lesson plan. It was never it was about I got punched in the stomach, or we was wrestling and so and so fell off the slide. It was never about the lesson plan. So I'm fearful he's going to kindergarten.
But I think at kindergarten they expect that.
Maybe
For the first 6 months, maybe.
it's a longer
Hey,
day. A bunch
these
of
kids coming in hyped up,
right?
cracked up,
And I'm just like,
ready to go
bruh,
off.
Like, but I know my son don't stop.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
I
how my
tell people
daughter
all the
is.
time, it's folks who their uncles or their granddads, they come over and they start a little wrestling with them. Well, Trey don't stop.
He don't
Trey, you gotta. Trey will be on you like a little spider monkey.
Yeah, that's how my youngest
don't
is.
Stop.
She don't know how to. She
And
don't know
so
how
I
to
feel
control
like
it.
Trey, you gotta chill.
You gotta
And he
chill.
yeah, like, you got. I tell people, don't open that box.
Don't open it.
Because Trey be ready.
He gonna finish it.
And so I'm just fearful that he get to kindergarten and another little boy come in hyped up. They just hyped up together, and the class can't move on because they rolling around on the floor, hopping off desks and stuff.
It's gonna
And
come.
I'm just like, and then they gonna call me because the mama gonna tell them to call me because I'm the disciplinarian, and I gotta threaten his life. But be careful about how I threaten his life in front of these teachers or admins and stuff, because I don't want them to call child services.
Yeah,
And
it's a daily battle, bro.
like yeah.
So you just whip them every day just
Just whoop 'em
to
every day.
keep them
Even
in
if you
line,
didn't do
bro.
something, they about to do something,
It's
so
just-
you whoop them.
It's hard.
Hey, I just wanted to take a quick second to thank you for making it this far in the video, but I got one favor to ask you. That subscribe button down there, hit that subscribe button. It helps us to grow our platform and share more stories from folks like you of why they hate their kids.
Why they hate their kids.
We know it's all in fun. We actually love our kids. Wink, wink. But we would love your support to grow the platform and share it with your friends. Now, on to the rest of the episode. So, earlier in the episode, we was talking about how school is getting ready to start back or whatever. And one thing I've noticed with my kids, everybody's like developing the sniffles and a cough all of a sudden. Been fine all summer. And then now we are a good week out from school starting, and I'm hearing coughing in the middle of the night, sniffing. And I'm like, oh, no, you don't. You going that first day.
Right.
You ain't staying home not one more extra day with me. So I need y'all to get it together.
Well, you already know in my household we doing they haven't did the sniffles. Right now they're doing hair and stuff. Trying to my wife trying to get her hair together.
Hair appointments. Yeah.
But we've been going hard on the studies because I don't want mine to be the reason, like we said earlier in the progress, to be the one slowing up the class. And I have no worries about my oldest. No worries. Like if I'm not going to teach her, I try to not teach her too much because I know when she listens or when she gets it, if somebody teaches her something, she's going to get it eventually. So I'm not worried about her. She listens very well and she's able to retain it. So she's like, remember that time we went to da-da-da like 5-6 years ago? So she retains knowledge or information very good. So I'm not worried about it. So I kind of like just give her the basics. Okay,
Right.
we're trying to do multiplication and division now, trying to step it up since she's going to second grade. I think they do multiplication in second grade. I'm not sure.
I
know they don't
remember
do
in third grade,
division.
It may have changed.
I don't know.
I mean, that was a while ago.
But we started because she know all the pluses and minuses,
Yeah.
so or subtraction and addition. So to give her something to do, we started doing multiplication and division. Now fractions, she's on her own because I can't do fractions but herself.
I tell a lot of parents say that, but division and fractions are the same thing.
Yeah,
That's all
I can do 1/1, like 1/2, but when you get a little deeper with the bigger numbers,
All
bruh,
it is
we
is
go
division.
we go
As a
instant
matter
out.
of fact, my oldest son, he was about 4th or 5th grade. They started doing mixed fractions with the big number and then the fraction. Now, like all that is you got your big number, like 121 over 10. How many times does 10 go into 121? Evenly. That's what the big number is, and the remainder is the rest of the fraction. and that snap for him. So
That'll be somebody teaching my child.
gotta be somebody else teaching that.
Yeah,
You like,
I
well,
stay away from that.
I'll be in the room.
Yeah.
Y'all let me know if you need something to drink.
I just don't get in there. All I teach is we teach math, we teach addition and subtraction, and we teach sight words and the Bible. That's the only
Right.
thing we teaching in the household of mine. Anything outside of that, they learn on their own, like cussing, swearing, fighting.
They learn that from
We have.
somewhere
I did not teach that.
I went into the summer with the best of intentions to kind of have an academic summer.
Mm-hmm.
I failed. You can between work and probably just not laziness. I'll just put laziness and not want to.
Definitely.
And then the whole first month go by. You're like, okay, I got one more month to get them ready for school.
Right.
And then as you're going through the second month, you're like, okay, school's starting in a week, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I ain't did nothing.
Yeah. So we about to cram all
we about
this,
to cram it all the weekend before school starts.
and you better know it.
And I'm gonna be
I'm gonna be yelling the whole
you
time.
Know this. Like,
Yeah.
you should know this. Like we tried to get them, the older ones to read more, to read chapter books,
Right.
to get more fluent in reading.
Mm-hmm.
That lasted probably like 2 solid weeks of them having an hour reading, and then the one day you don't do it, it just disappears. Like,
Yeah, that's what that's especially with me, consistency. But my older, she reads on her own anyway. So
yeah, and my younger two, now my youngest, he was in daycare still the whole summer, so he's still getting his formal teachings there. My second and youngest, who's going to kindergarten, the plan was to have him start like sight words, start to read, and he shows interest in it. Like he says that, help me read this, and I just don't know if I'm equipped to be the one to teach. Because I get frustrated.
I get frustrated. Like
get frustrated.
sight word, we bought the whole 100 sight words and the cards. And sight words, I found out, is a big thing in kindergarten and first grade. Like the stuff
That's
my
almost
oldest
always.
was bringing. Yeah, that's all. The stuff they were bringing home was like all these words. I'm like, this ain't on the 100. Like my youngest one, she struggles with the 100 sight words. She kind of got it now, but I'm like, it took us 2 years to get these 100 sight words. And the stuff my oldest is bringing home, she bringing home different sight words every day.
Right.
And I'm like, bro, you got to get this stuff quicker. So you have to, I try to teach her the foundation of how to sound out a word. But I'm finding out sight words you're not supposed to sound out. So you're supposed to just know those.
Right.
And it's gonna be an interesting first grade for my first one, for my youngest, because I just know
Yeah,
it's gonna get overbearing for her.
Well, that's what adds to the fear of my 5-year-old heading to kindergarten, because not only is he just super active and wrestle, it's like, can he sit down and focus long enough to pick this stuff up, to learn this stuff? Like, he's smart as a whip, like, but he's more into trying to play at the moment,
Right.
Like, so, he know he's supposed to go to school to learn,
Right.
And even now, when we try to show him stuff, I thought you said I'm supposed to learn in kindergarten.
Yeah.
You can learn at home too, son.
Yeah.
Like, it's not only at school.
And
But
that's
so-
what I'm scared of. Like you say, the youngest is active and he's smart. I'm like, okay, if I take the active from my child, is she smart? And I know she know how to pick up a tablet and play roadblocks and do this and build this and drive this and go over here and meet here and this. She know how to do that. So I know she's capable of just
Right.
learning. The thing is the listening, sitting down and actually
Sit down and
retaining
listen.
what the
Right.
teacher is actually teaching you.
Right.
And that's what it is.
I got a feeling, and I don't want to put this on him, but I feel like he's gonna be the one who like, I'm bored.
Yep.
It's cool.
Yep.
I'm bored, and I gotta be like, it don't matter if you're bored. You gotta do it anyway. So
It's gonna be interesting.
But before we get there, well, I need to make sure they get there so we get to that point, because right now they got the sniffles and coughs and stuff and waking up, nose running. Like, y'all ain't staying home no damn another day.
Man,
No more than what you do.
I'm not looking forward to it because I kind of shied behind the bush because my youngest was in daycare and she was in kindergarten, so she didn't have to learn much. But
Right.
now it's time to get it together now. Like, even if it's just first grade, it's time to get it.
Yeah, and also tightening the screws a bit on my daughter. She going to middle school now. and helping her realize the level of maturity she has to
She should
get
fit
up
in
to.
better now since she's when there was 6 through 9,
6 to 8.
6 to 8. Oh, okay.
But just helping her ramp up her maturity level and say, hey, you know, ain't no hand holding in middle school. You know, 'cause
That's what I tell my youngest now already. At first,
Ain't no
hey,
hand-holding.
you grown now.
Right.
We in these S's and E's and A's and B's coming up now. Well, you got to get it together.
Right. So just and my oldest son, he pretty much take care of school. I mean, he not a straight A student, but you know, he pretty much does well.
Yeah, you ain't got to worry about them. That's
yeah,
all. I ain't looking for a straight A student.
Yeah,
I'm just looking for you to do your work. I wasn't a straight A student, so I'm expecting for them to be better than me. But I don't need you to be in your books. Just behave.
And see, I'm the opposite. I was a straight A student, so I have to tell myself
This dude.
they aren't you. They're not you, Kenny. So don't flip a gasket at 88.
At 88.
That's what you mean. You gotta be like. So they not you. They're not gonna be as tenacious as you as far as the studies go. If they do, great. But I do tell them I don't expect you to be perfect, but I do expect you to always put forth your best effort. That's the expectation I have of you to try your best, and I can tell when you're trying your best and when you're not.
Right.
So that's as far as expectations go. That's all I have of mine. But they will, as far as that effort part go, that trying part, they will test your patience on that. Like, because I know you ain't stupid. You can't be stupid. I don't want to. At least I don't want to believe.
At least I don't want to believe you stupid.
But I need you to get it together.
You're showing
real
me
fast.
something different.
But you're showing different. It's giving dummy.
It's giving, not picking up information quick enough. I'm with you on that, boy.
Well, that is today's episode. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. As always, hit the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber.
Yep.
Share with your friends.
Yep.
Help our platform grow.
Yep.
If you're not in the Facebook group, the Let Me Tell You Why I Hate My Kids podcast, you can find us on Facebook. Find us on Instagram. You can join the Facebook group. Let Me Tell You Why I Hate My Kids. It's the name of the group. Hop in there, join the group, share memes, post stories. Let us know why you hate your kids too.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
And whip your kids, kiss them, then whip them. Well, whip them, then kiss them.
Whoop them, then kiss them. It's kind of awkward to kiss them, then whoop
You
'em.
know, but make sure you get that whipping in.
I thought you loved me.
Yeah. We'll see y'all again on next week.
Y'all be blessed.
Daddy, where's mommy?